You're listening to Winnipeg's Classic 107. My name is Simon Rusnak. The program, Morning Light from 6 until 10, brought to you by our friends at Photo Central. And joining me now from the locally owned and operated corner camera store is Andrew Toews. Hi, Andrew.
Good morning, Simon.
Great to see you, and great to hear you again. A voice so well suited to radio, I have to say.
Well, thank you. I was always told I should be on radio, so now you're giving me the opportunity.
Well, hey, and appreciate you coming down. We just heard a little holiday selection. Can you believe that December is just around the corner?
I can believe it because I've had to be preparing for it for about 5 months now. That's the way retail works, but it has come quickly. Yes.
So let's talk about that. I mean, we're heading into what is a busy season. It's been a while since we had you on air. Things have been busy at Photo Central, right?
They have been, yes. It's been a busy year. There's been a lot of people just coming out, trying to keep their hobby going, get into new things. And of course, this time of year, the print lab just gets overwhelmed, but all with good things, and we love it. It's a lot of fun.
I'm sure that it is. We're going to be getting to the print lab in just a second, but I feel like you've joined us on a great day because I've realized today is actually Cyber Monday, when a lot of people are probably poking around on the internet looking for a deal here, there, and everywhere. But I really want to stress the importance of shopping local today and every day, right?
Absolutely, yeah. It's a little bit of a challenge for the locals because we don't have the advertising budgets. I don't have 8 people sitting in an office working on my website every day. But that being said, especially in the photo industry and electronics in general, a lot of the sales, the deals, they're coming from manufacturers. You're going to find those everywhere. If it's legitimate products from legitimate dealers, you're going to see the same deals, and we can provide whatever the other guys can.
And I think that the big thing, especially with a big ticket item like a camera potentially, is that you kind of got to feel it in your hands. It's an ergonomic tool. It's something that someone can talk you through. One of the knowledgeable folks at Photo Central, and there's all sorts of different brands and models that are available. It can almost be overwhelming, right?
Absolutely. And the way we say things these days, there is no such thing as a bad camera.
It's true.
They're all very good. They probably all do more than anyone needs. But like any pair of shoes, size 9 doesn't fit everybody who takes a size 9. They're all different, whether it's fit and feel, weight, the way a viewfinder works for your eye, or just maybe that one particular little specification that you need. They're all different, and that's where we come in. So
as much as the camera nerd in me wants to dive into the latest and greatest tech options that are available, because I know that the industry's gone totally wild lately, I don't want to bore listeners, so let's talk about some of the services that the Photo Central provides instead. You were talking about just how busy the lab is, and I think that this is one that gets so overlooked in our digital age, right? Printing a photograph. Yes, and I'll say it again, especially with the older generations and the youngest generations, those who have had no screens for most of their life and those who have had a lot of screens, they love prints. Mm-hmm. I will tell you this time and time again. They love prints. They want to see those prints, whether it's a photo album, whether it's a print on the wall. It means so much more than just flipping through all those pictures on a phone or on a screen. And so we definitely encourage you to get those prints, those images printed in some way. There's a lot of different ways to do it, but get it physical. Can we talk about those different ways that images can appear? Absolutely. We will obviously print your 4x6, your 5x7 print, 8x10, throw it in a frame. We've got a large frame selection, grows every year, but there's a lot of other ways. The most popular and the most exciting parts of our lab business are the ready-to-hang options, whether that's a canvas wrap or what we call a museum float, which stands away from the wall in a wonderful presentation style. They can come in any size, from small to the feature size on a living room wall, plus all kinds of gifting options. We've got mugs, we've got shirts, we've got Christmas ornaments are obviously very popular this time of year. The list goes on. I can't say I've done the Christmas ornament, but I know the past couple of, we were talking about this before we went to air, the past couple of holiday seasons, I've actually done a few photo print gifts. I did a mug. I've done a couple different puzzles with images that I've shot and made. It's a really cool option and a real personal touch, right? It absolutely is. To be able to make something personal out of what is already a fun gift. No problem getting a puzzle. Everybody loves a puzzle. But when that puzzle has your grandchildren on it or your favorite pet, it just means a little bit more, and it adds some excitement to that morning. And then the mug, of course, can go with you wherever you go all day, every day. Yeah, it's true. I don't have one with me here in the studio, but I should really bring one in. We need a classic 107 photo mug from Photo Central. I think that'd be great in here. Yes, but I mean, lots of different options that are available. And I mean, I feel like this time of year especially, it is a very nostalgic time of the year where we're capturing these new moments, yes, and we want those moments to live on through prints and things that we can hand to others. But it's also a time that we might be leafing through holidays past, right? And thinking of those who are no longer with us and maybe looking at old photos that don't quite look their best anymore. Or maybe someone's come across an old pile of negatives that have been in a drawer or something like that. You can help with that too.
We can, yeah. Scanning negatives, scanning old slides. For those of people who still remember the days of slides, has become a very big part of what we do. But it's not just a matter of getting a scan and putting a digital file on your computer. We can take those and we can make a nice big print. And if they've had some damage, if they've seen a little bit of moisture or sun or cracked, we can do some incredible restoration jobs. I've got some staff that are just fantastic with Photoshop, and they will make it look like new. We can colorize your black and white photo if you want to. Whatever option it is, we can do it. Just bring it in and we're happy to have a chat.
Yeah, and if someone's thinking, well, I mean, I can scan things. It's not the same type of scanning process. It's not. It really isn't as simple as making a photocopy. It's far more involved than that.
It is, absolutely. The equipment that you can buy to do it yourself is not the same kind of equipment that we're using. But honestly, it's the hours and education that our staff have in knowing what to do with that file once it comes through. It's remarkable what a basic file, basic scan can look like compared to what some of my staff can do with it.
Yeah, it's certainly an art, and it's one that y'all craft very well. We were talking about the lab and how busy things get. If people are looking for kind of cutoff dates, the best way to keep tabs is on social media, right? In terms of seeing those posts and those cutoff dates for when things need to be in if you want them by a certain date?
Absolutely. We will be posting regularly from this point forward. We've already put some posts up in terms of cutoff dates. Certain products take a lot longer than others, very labor intensive. Some are very easy to do. That being said, we are into the holidays. Even our standard 24-hour turnarounds are now more into the 48 to 72-hour turnaround times. Last year, we were cutting off far earlier than we ever have, and I remember that. Don't anticipate that being any different this year. So don't leave it to the last minute. We are doing the best we can, but our machines and our people can only go so fast.
Yeah, there's only so many hours in the day, and especially when you put the care that you do into it, it really can't be rushed. And I mean, like one of the ads says, if it's a $5 or a $500 or a $5,000 project, everything's going to get the care and attention that it deserves. One last thing that I do want to talk about, and I feel like the time I most often come into Photo Central is to stock up on the film stuff. And if anyone's thinking, hold on, what? It's back. It's had a real resurgence in recent years. And like I'm talking, film for a camera, but then also film printing supplies for the darkroom too, right?
Absolutely. We do it all, and it definitely came back. The darkroom saw a big resurgence during COVID. People were stuck at home, and they said, okay, let's pull this out. Film, everyone knows about the supply issues in all industries. Film was probably the hardest thing to get. There's a worldwide demand that just has been mind-boggling to those of us in the industry. We are getting some back in now. It's no secret that more film is shot in summer than in winter, so supplies are ticking up a little bit. So if you are an avid shooter of film, or somebody who is, come grab it while you can.
Yeah, and I feel like one of the other things to point out is just to make your way down to the store, because there's so much more to look at. I mean, there's an overwhelming number of cameras that are up on the walls. There's plenty of bags for you to touch and feel and to work through. There's tripods. There's all sorts of different accessories, lighting options, and things that people were thinking about in the early days of the pandemic, like webcams and microphones and all sorts of other things too, right?
That's right. That stuff is all still with us and all still necessary, and we would be happy to take you through there. There are way too many options to talk about, to show, to advertise, and so it's just always easier to get your hands on it and find out what you really need.
Yeah, it's true. I always feel like a kid in a candy store when I pop into Photo Central, because it's like, ooh, what's this? Ooh, can I see this? It's one of those types of experiences, right?
Absolutely.
So you can find Andrew and the team at 957 Portage Avenue. That's at Portage and Lipton, which is just west of Arlington, or online at photocentral.ca. Andrew, thanks for taking the time to come in this morning.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me, Simon.
Great seeing you as always.